Welcome back in, builders, for some more Limbus Company. I've been chomping at the bit to want to do this. I just have not had time. So we are going to be hitting Canto 4 today. My energy is full in preparation. I don't know if that's going to see us all the way through. This might have to be a multi-parter, or maybe I'll spin boxes. We'll see. My team is basically the same as what we have had. I think Cell Section 3, Lee Sang has been my only addition. He helps with the Sanity regen, mainly for our boy over here, our Dawn Office fixer. But otherwise, pretty much the same, a combination of the Dawn Office and Thumbs. This team has just been doing absolutely amazing for me, especially after struggle busting my way through with base IDs for most of the content that we did before. I think just like last time, I'm gonna show the first fight or two, and then unless we think it's gonna be like a special fight, I'll probably just cut the fights out of the video just to save time. I've heard various different things. This is somewhere between 4 hours and like 10 hours worth of content, so we'll see how it goes. And I think we'll probably be seeing a multi-part video, but we'll just have to see how the time cuts through that. Let's go ahead and hop on in. So Inferno, finally, man, I've been waiting for this. We are dealing with K Corp, who I believe showed up, whichever one of these, yeah, I think in Hell's Chicken, I think we were dealing with K Corp a little bit. So a little bit of foreshadowing there, perhaps. I've also heard that this is one of the longer ones and one of the ones that has the most combat nodes. So we shall see. I think it goes up to like 456 or something, so we got a ways to go. Off the bus for one. Let's see what we got. We are neither high lifers nor greedy vultures. We are merely children who loved technology. Do you remember the day when we first felt that we were breathing? Back then, that breath alone would suffice. Or perhaps it was the air that was exceptionally clear that day. The view is obscured by smoke and dust. Nest K's ruined streets. Terrified screams, hopeless outcries, pained moans, and the sound of hard objects breaking create a cacophony. It is time to turn the clock. I can hear Yi saying, and the only conscious sinner at the moment, muster up his remaining strength to speak. The others are on the floor among the dismembered corpses like powerless puppets. Fatal injuries were left by an abnormality. Yet we are in the middle of a nest. Weren't abnormalities supposed to be confined within Lobotomy Corp's branch facilities or dungeons? Meanwhile, the abnormality pierced Yi Sang's abdomen as I wondered. I had no one else to share this question with. Where are we going this time? The center seemed to grow quite accustomed to this work. As if we were on a road trip, some were far less hesitant to ask about our nest destination. That's not quite the right question. The mission begins with a person rather than a place. A person, you say? We happen to have a client. You mean we take requests from the outside like we're a fixer office or something? Oh ho! Hath our carriage begun to be frequented by requests already? Excelente! It may take little time at all before a renowned fixer. Quiet, I'll be answering questions. As you all know, the Golden Bows are a relatively recent discovery. Fortunately, J Corp and D Corp didn't have much interest when we visited their districts. That's why those facilities were populated by no more than backstreet miscreants or ragtag syndicates. However, there are wings that have caught wind of the existence and value early, like K Corp, whose turf we're in right now.
우리가 이미 얻은 거 아니었어?
But I thought we'd already taken the golden bow here in K-Corp's nest.
하나의 날개에
I never said there were any rules that say only one bow may exist in a district.
로보토미 지부는
The distribution of Lobotomy Corp's branch facilities is more complicated than you'd expect. They can be found everywhere, spread quite literally like tree branches.
저희 집
Like how one was connected to our estate's basement.
황금가지에 대한 소유권은
There also haven't been any clear definitions about who owns the bows. Ooh, and my head is just ever so slightly in the way. Let me fix that. We need even smaller babble. Little builder. There we go.
그렇기 때문에
Which is why everyone's been playing by the primitive rule of first finders of the bows are its keepers.
잠들어 있는 보물은 원래 먼저 찜한 사람이.
Well, that's usually how it goes with slumbering treasures.
그래서 황금가지 소유권을 조건으로 의뢰를 받았다는 소린가?
In that case, are you telling us we've accepted a request to earn ownership of a golden bow? To be exact, they made the offer first.
우리로서는
Since the golden bow is on the line, we have
네.
no choice. I get it now.
그러니
Thus, I don't know how many times I need to remind you of this, but do not do anything to aggravate the client. By the way, now then,
목적지
keep your mouth shut until we're there as usual.
단테 씨가
Dante seems to have something to say. Thank you, Faust. Sorry about that, Dante. I do hope you understand that it's quite cumbersome to grow used to the concept that the ticking of a clock can be something to respond to. So, what are the golden bows used for anyways? When I think about it, all we were told was a vague order to collect them and nothing about what the company plans to do with them.
그가 황금가지.
They're asking about the purpose of the golden bows. Uh-huh.
드디어
I see you finally began to ruminate on subjects, Manager Dante.
판단한테
Here you are growing curious about the company's plans.
그렇다면 이 길
Then I ought to aid your management as a guide by providing you a kind explanation.
황금가지라는
The golden bows
말 그대로
are the branches, as their name suggests. That's what
여기에서 뻗어나는
we call stems growing from a trunk of a tree. The ones happen to have a golden glow.
오, 과연.
Oh, forsooth! Don Quixote was the only one responding passionately to this information. Thanks to this exchange, he painted me as an ignorant bloke who doesn't even know what a branch is. Rania shrugs at me as if to chaff me for expecting a real answer.
베르, 길이 막혔어. 돌아가야 해.
Verge, the road's blocked. Should I go around it?
막혔.
It's blocked? Strange that there's a blocked road. This is the middle of K-Corp's nest, too. It's unlikely that there's a scene. Before Ishmael could finish her sentence, a dull thud at the window interrupted her.
방금
Something just got flung at the bus and bonked off.
사람이었지?
That was a person, wasn't it?
40대 초반으로 bo이는 남성
A male and an individual who appears to be in his early 40s. There seems to be a serious injury
죽어 있어.
in his occipital region. He had already died before impact.
그래
Yeah, sure, it doesn't seem like the average scuffle.
내려
Pit stop.
해결할
If it's a problem you can handle, come back after you're done.
그럴 수 있는 문제.
And what about if it isn't?
해결이
The clock will have to spin until it's been dealt with. That's one elegant way to go say die 1,000 deaths. Now then,
전원 하자.
off the bus.
왜?
What?
어차피 이렇게
Weren't you about to say the same thing anyway? Saved you the trouble.
기대되네요. 이번엔 또 어떤
I can't wait. What adventures are in store for us this time? I'm sure it'll be very pleasant, as all of our stops generally are. I assume we're gonna go into a fight? No. Maybe, maybe not. Talent and genius. Okay, yes, fight. All right, like I mentioned before, we'll do one or two of these maybe, we'll see, and then I'll just start cutting these out just to show off what we can do here. 5 out of 5, like I mentioned, we have our Dawn Officer. So we have Sinclair, Dawn Officer Fixer. He is the probably the best damage once he gets rolling, but it takes him a little bit to build up his sanity to really get into ego mode and rip through things. We've got Faust and we've got Greg, both on their Dawn Rep IDs. Just huge amounts of synergy between the three of them, mainly buffing on Sinclair. And then we have two thumbs. We have the Raja thumb, and we have the Thumb East Capo, both of which do decent amounts of damage, introduce a little bit of trimmer to the thing, and he can turn some of the burn into trimmer and then proc it, etc., etc. And then we've also got Thumb Apprentice over here. If we have a map that lets us have 6 people, he combos in just really well with Nurse Father. I also picked up Sinclair's Burning Ego just for absolute dominance. Oh, and I think since we've played last time, I got Faust's Eagle from the newbie rewards. So now I have the Sanity heal/heal on her. As you saw through the bus, we are in the middle of a nest, a place that should be furthest from unexpected trouble. Would that mean that this is a precious commotion? Everyone except drowsy Honglu was tensed up, carefully observing what was going on. Is that? Someone was running away in a hurry from the other side. The civilian was too hurried to look ahead. They bumped into the sinners and fell onto the ground. Don't get in the way. Come now. You may rest easy. We have galloped hither to save innocent lives such as yours, for we are doing no such things as heroes, so please don't try to say anything unnecessary.
어이, 우린 저 앞으로 가야 돼. 별것도 아닌 걸로 멈춰 세운 거면
Oi, we need to cross here. If you're here to stop us for nothing, then I'll give you a taste of my bat. Looking at Heathcliff's intimidating face and Ishmael's frowning expression in turn, the civilian seemed to take a moment to consider which would be more of a threat. There's something ahead, something that shouldn't be real. I don't know what it is. I've never seen anything like it. Everyone was screaming and running, and then people were rolling on the floor, set on fire. Did the entity you witness have a form that does not resemble a human? Yeah, you're right. That's right. Then, if it isn't a person, keeping the suspected possibilities in our mind, we headed for the center of the disturbance. Oh, hello, darkness, my old friend. This was one of the few things that has ever actually killed me in a mirror dungeon. This was back before I had my new team, and I haven't fought him since, so that could be interesting. What's going on here? It could be a distortion or whatever, no? Like that chicken place? No, that's different. That one is an abnormality, not a distortion. I'm sure of this somehow. As Dante suggested, the entity is likely to be an abnormality. Our manager is able to sense it. But then why? Why is it an abnormality in the middle of a nest? That's a phenomenon of which Faust has never been notified. Most Lobotomy Corp facilities were shut down as soon as the wing was dissolved. But what did they do with them? I mean, Lobotomy had a lot of abominations. I was reminded that the site burial Yuri told us about, but I quickly shook off the gloomy memories. Even if an abnormality did break out in the meantime, there should have been a report informing us of such a fact before the mission. It's hard to imagine that the LCC would have been unable to notify if such an event actually occurred. Could they be the security staff that gets sent by K-Corp? Rather than suppressing the abnormality, they're just getting completely wrecked. It sort of takes me back to the time we got beat bad in D-Corp district. Come on. First, that chicken restaurant guy goes cuckoo, and now this? I'm really over this Nest K welcome. Right as they complain... God, bloody! Debris created by the rampaging abnormality narrowly grazed past us. The hell you doing? Just watch from there won't do us any good. It'll crush us to a pulp. Hey, Otis. You're gravely mistaken. Have that insane brat's daily ramblings finally managed to brainwash you? Huh? Oh, hark! I pray thee! Who does thou mean by insane brat? The guide only instructed us to return once the commotion has been dealt with. He never ordered us to deal with it ourselves. For goodness sake, what's there to be so damn obtuse about? Didn't you see what just happened? It almost blew my head off. Who knows what else will happen if it keeps up? This will be over if we just beat the damn thing down.
버섯 깔고
What else we got?
치킨 뜯으면서? 어?
Parking a seat to keep watching? Gobbing some chicken, huh?
임무와 직결되지 않은
There's no need to waste our lives on a fight unrelated to our mission.
너희 같은 우물들을
I'm sure you filth didn't even realize, but here's the thing.
죽는 횟수가
The more you die, the less effective you become in battle.
겪어본 고통이
Experiencing a certain pain will make you learn to fear and avoid it.
하지만
People are dying over there as we speak, though.
시간은 걸리고 희생
Although it will cost much time and many lives, they will eventually suppress it,
바로 우리
just as we do.
그리고
And I must say, I didn't expect a whiny amateur who'd cry out for his parents whenever he died to willingly suggest self-sacrifice. Hey, look, I know he's a bit of a whiner, but he's been trying, right? He's been trying. He had a little bit of character growth.
이제 죽는 것 따위는
Death has become a triviality to you, has it?
수감자들 사이
If we must make the best decision between the sinners, it's right to listen to her. We're not fixers, and we certainly cannot be heroes. Turning the clock obviously hurts whenever I do it, and the pain is something I can never get used to. And yet, we should suppress it. I can't logically explain why, but I feel like we should.
시계 대가리에
I'd have crushed that clock and run out there if you
저러 웃기고 또 있잖아.
gabbled some rubbish clock face. Yeah, even Heath's in a good mood today.
정이라면
If that's your decision, I'll abide by it.
그래 뭐.
Yeah, all right. I'm sure you made the right call. Hey, thank you for making that decision.
별것도 아닌 일에
You worry too much over little things, clock. You won't be an artiste.
다른 누구도 아닌
This judgment was made for none other than you, executive manager. The sinners walk ahead after leaving me comments. While all the others moved forward, Faust remained and gave me a peculiar stare. What is it? You think my judgment insufficient? Inefficient?
아니요.
No, I just thought it would be interesting to see how you'd react once you've reclaimed your memory. Faust's strange statement held me in place for a moment, but I decided to deal with the questions that are immediately ahead of me first. So did she know us? I'm having to kind of boot my brain up. I think she at least knew who we were, right? Even if she didn't know us personally. I may very well have forgotten a little bit of that. Unfortunately, it's been such a long time. Faust, I've been wondering for a while. Are you really okay with being treated like this, considering your talent and everything? Someone of her caliber should have no problem enjoying a luxurious life in the city.
파우스트는 괜찮아요.
Faust doesn't mind. Additionally, talent feels like an incorrect word to describe Faust.
인재는 다수가 되지.
Many can possess talent, but Faust does not want to be included in that many. In the many.
수감자 중에 가장
Among the sinners, if we were looking for a talented individual of the most commonly agreed definition, it would be Yisang. For your information, I am a genius. Yisheng stops walking behind the other sinners and turns around to face me. Looking again, his eyes actually stare into the emptiness behind me.
그렇지 않소.
I am no such individual.
날개짓을 멈춘 지
I have long stopped fluttering my wings.
그러니
Thus, it would be of no use to discuss my talent manager. Curiously enough, I find that some of the sinners feel more distant as we spend more time together.
전 날아다니는 기계는 뭐지?
What's that flying machine? It's been irking me. Got the urge to SID for the 3,000th times.
저건 드론.
That is a device called a drone.
아,
Oh, they might be combat drones of K-Corp sent to help us. The wing seems to be above average in terms of technology.
아니요.
No. Viewing its destination, it doesn't appear to be equipped with combat functionalities. It also has a camera at the center.
뭐
Well, I guess it makes sense to get a close look at the mess happening in a well-off nest. Abashed, Ishmael mumbled. Oh, will we be featured on the thing called the news?
그런데 이 드론들
Wait, something's off. Why are they only filming corpses and dying people? Well, it's the provocative stuff that draws attention, doesn't it?
이만큼 끔찍한
Look
사고가
at this
일어나면
terrible incident. See how morbid it is, or something like that.
하지만
But
잠깐 꼬맹이.
hold up, kiddo. In front of you. This is definitely weird. Sinclair! Look at this thing. Why does it have its camera glued on me?
난
I don't appreciate a soulless audience.
수가 적지 않다.
There's a considerable number of them. Are these drones? And these drones.
환상치가 날
They appear to be deliberately preventing us from entering the area where the abnormality is.
그럴 리가.
Can't be. We're here to help, so they'd have no reason to get in our way, right? Now that the drones have started lining up and formed a wall as if to stop us proceeding any further.
시민 여러분의 안전을 위해 10m 이상 물러나 주시기를 바랍니다.
Ooh, I like that voice effect. Greetings, citizens. Please keep 10 meters of distance for your own safety.
회사의 직원들이 파견되었습니다. 시민 여러분은 안전합니다.
K-Corp staff has been dispatched. Your safety is assured. Please keep 10 meters of distance.
예.
No, look, your staff is being slaughtered over there. Can't you see?
안녕하십니까?
Greetings, citizen. Your safety is assured. Please keep 10 meters distance. The instructions make no sense. What difference is 10 meters gonna make in this mess? Not gonna do us any favors, huh?
고장이 났단.
Don't know if they were malfunctioning or just badly designed, but we'll have to get rid of these things before we can get to the abnormality. It's smashing time. Okay, I have smashed plenty of these in many a dungeon. I think they're up to some trickery, maybe? We should watch out. Okay, so shooty stuff, dodgy stuff. Target loses 10 sanity. Inflict a fragile. Inflict a paralyze. And right now... Okay, yeah, this is not going to be a problem. I'm going to probably win rate my way through most of these early fights. There's not going to be too much to say about them. Yeah, I did. If I'll pat myself on the back here, I did a really good job of saving everything until Wolperus Knights or whatever it was called, and I got pretty lucky and managed to get all the characters I had wanted for that. Oh, I also didn't mention at the beginning, in full transparency, I did pick up the season pass, so I did spend a tiny bit on that. I mentioned it in the past, but I don't mind throwing a few bucks to a free-to-play game if it doesn't make me feel like I have to do it. And especially with how slow apparently the season passes are in this game, so I've used up basically all my resources though, so we got what we got and we're not going to get much more for quite a while. Yeah, and these teams just absolutely rip through Mooks, especially once he goes into ego mode and he has AoE. Yeah, like I said, we'll do a couple of those fights, or maybe we'll do like one per like new enemy type or something. But for the most part, I'm just gonna skip through those. At least maybe we'll show more in the final dungeon. Maybe that's what we'll do. Assuming this has the same format as everything else. Okay, yep. Goodies, I'll take it. Drones and abnormalities.
공세가 시작되기 전에 파우스트가 나서겠습니다.
Okay, we're gonna back to back. Okay, something different this time. The Brazen Bull, Tearful. All right, do you have the garbage? Okay, we don't know. I got absolutely bodied by this guy the first time I fought him. Okay, so we've got 3 ads, which can give me fragile. He doesn't have that much damage. Foreign body lose 50% max HP because he is currently cool. Alright, I would have some uncontested stuff. And I don't really have Sanity built up. What are you planning on doing to me? You're gonna give me some burn. And you guys... Okay. I gotta watch this, because I do know that there's gonna be... If it's anything like before, sometimes you don't want to just be doing your auto wins, because it's not going to be an auto win. Yeah, him applying fragile. We don't like that. Yeah, look at how much damage these do. This, you know, I mentioned before, but my original plan was like, oh, I'm only going to use identities that would have been out at the time of the chapter, but that just, I would have to put hundreds of dollars into the game to have enough points to buy all the characters that aren't even going to be modern, quote-unquote modern usable as much. So yeah, I decided not to go that route. Okay, now I'm a little surprised we didn't actually kill off those drones, but we did take a good hit here. Do I want to change strategy? I think I do want to change strategies here a little bit. So let's make sure that we are clashing all of his stuff. And then we'll try to rip apart these drones one at a time. The Fragile's pretty spooky, I'll say. Yeah, come on, buddy. Get yourself a bunch of sanity. Yeah, the Dawn Fixers is a really cool faction. I really like how they're working. I know that historically the Burn team has had like Magic Bullet Otis in it, but this team seems to function just fine for me. But maybe changes will have to take place at some point in the future. Yeah, we should dominate through here. Very nice. I really like her animations. What a weird... I have like a cello case that has blades in it. Okay, and easy peasy once he's gone, of course. Yeah, we get this burn field going. Scorch field. Stores all burn damage dealt in the zone. Resets when moving to a different zone. Value is shared by people. It does extra damage, basically, is the long and short of it. We want to do lots and lots and lots of burn. And splat? Not splat. Okay. I am a little shocked you survived. Sure. I have maxed all these characters out, but I'm at a level cap that's kind of low. I assume I need to story progress to raise my level cap. I don't think it's a count level because I'm level 40. That's the last of them. They're going to make us pay for the damages, are they? I'll try to report that it was an act of self-defense. Ow, darling. Did I ever tell you this? You're just so... How do I put it? You rock. You were rather late to realize it. Something feels strange about this abnormality. Doesn't feel quite like the other ones that we've fought. Not sure if we even have that much experience in that department, but... Well, I guess there's a crowd of us shouting and yelling? What's up with those abnormalities? How'd they show up in the middle of the nest, and how did they get more horrifying? And I've seen that one in the mirror dungeon a few times too. Never fought it though. Now I guess we have. Come to think about it, what was the deal with those abnormalities in the mirror dungeons that didn't fight us? Those were glimpses into abnormalities' mental spaces and habitats viewed through the cracks of the mirrored world. It's a chasm, incredibly narrow and unsteady. Indeed, which only allowed for limited interaction. Forget that. All I want to know is, why are these so tough? They're always nasty. They're as nasty as what we faced on the railway, which I have not actually played on the railway. That is certainly true. Besides, what is sickening fluid dripping from them? As the sinners pointed out, the abnormalities here were clearly different from what we've encountered before. It oozes a mysterious liquid with a blue glint. We have no time to analyze the constituents, so we should be careful not to come in contact with it. Yeesh. No, you need to tell me. I'm not about to smudge myself with that. Oi, did these things eat bad food off the floor or something? It's like it's got rabies. Huh? Above you, Mr. Heathcliff. Heathcliff was knocked to the ground, unable to resist. Manager, it looks like you have work cut out for you. Please remember that I gave you my exploitation, executive manager. All men, prepare for battle! Figured it would come to this. I've come too far to be afraid of pulling dead sinners back to life. Let's beat them and head back. Alright, we fighting the bull again? Actually, that should be the end of that node, shouldn't it?
순조롭게 끝났군요. 꽤 고생할 것이라고 생각했습니다만.
Yes, indeed.
파우스트가 생각했던 것보다 많은 덕도 있겠군요.
Oh, interesting.
이번에 회수하도록 할까요?
Why are these forward? Oh, are you able to do these without having to actually do them for energy purposes? Okay, interesting. For science's sake, I'm gonna do that, and I will pause you guys and bring you back in when the battle's over, assuming that this is the same fight that we did. Interesting, yeah, it is. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna pause you guys and I'll just bring you back after those fights. Okay, yeah, those were basically just the same fights. That's kind of interesting. So it kind of maybe is gonna let us go through here without spending quite as much energy as it otherwise might have cost us. Return enemy info, we got the bowl. We'll see what he's got. Are you going to be a different fight or the same fight? Okay, we'll go ahead and do this one together. So he's got... Do we learn anything new? We have not learned anything new. He's going to inflict a bunch of burn. Raises stagger threshold. Okay, and we don't have much else. All right, buddy. Let's see what we can do here. So, bang, bang. So we have our choice of acceleration rounds. We'll go that route. You are the same. Ditto. Go. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be any particular problem. If he's not scaled up to normal, like, boss stats, we should just be able to kind of do him. I'm a little worried because if I remember right, he had, like, an anti-burn thing that, like, you really didn't want to burn him. And this is my team. Like, I basically don't have any others other than base IDs leveled up. I have been saving all my resources, so if we had to, I could probably level 3 or 4 people. I'm hoping to not do that for the time being, though. I want to decide on what my next team will be. Boo. Yeah, come on. You guys should all be really good at clashing. We shouldn't have any problems. We only took him down that much. Did we get to see any more info? I'm very concerned about that fire thing, as you can see. All right, is what it is. Target loses 15 sanity points on hit. And he's going to go for staggers. Okay. Not much else I can do. We have our burn plus trimmer stuff. Yeah, let's gain some extra butterfly coffin. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the burst. Acceleration round. And okay. Stab. Perfect. Did I miss that one of those was unclashable? Good job, Greg. Yeah, good luck beating her in a clash. Oh my goodness. She just goes crazy on that. 7 HP and he is broken. Go for the damage. Unless we have a phase 2, easy peasy. We do not. And return him to egg form. As the prolonged cycles of pain come to an end, the abnormality has been successfully suppressed. We can return to the bus now. It was a success in that accompanied many deaths and revivals on our side, but I nodded anyways. We got back to the bus, harboring a few unanswered questions. You came back later than expected. I was just about to take my first nap in a while. I explained the oddities we ran into earlier to Virgilius. To be more precise, Faust did the heavy speaking. I was expecting him to coldly tell me my job as middle manager and follow whatever orders I'm given, but his answer was surprisingly earnest. The existence of abnormalities has been almost completely unknown to the public, and we don't possess all the details on them either, Dante. Didn't think you'd admit it right away. Faust flinched a little, but she didn't relay what I just said. Enigmatic as they are, let's leave Miss Faust and the other departments of our proud Limbus Company to uncover all the details in the future, as we likely ought to do. Will do. Was Faust given any time at all to do some sort of research on this job? The mysteries were left unsolved, but if Faust accepted the suggestion without a hitch, that probably means she's thought of a way. You, why do you have your whole shoulders hunched over like that? You're short enough as you are, and this shrunken posture makes you particularly imperceptible. I hope to meet Lord Siegfried again. Who was Lord Siegfried again? Wasn't that the man who took the photos of himself while cutting us down with one hand? Ah, right. That Zach Fritcher guy. Ishmael is breathing audibly through her nose. The incident at the checkpoint must have left some deep grudges within her. Eager was I to show him my valiant acts of rescuing imperiled citizens. I vowed that I shall meet him again as a fixer of a noble cause. Reunions are more touching if it's after a long time, Don Quixote. Try thinking that it's a good thing they didn't show up today. It really is strange, though. He's not one to miss spectacles with this many spectators around. Oh, has he come kind of celebrity then? You could say that. He has a flair for showmanship, so it's usual for K-Corp to take advantage of these kinds of commotions by sending him.
하지만
But if he hasn't shown up for this perfect opportunity to draw the public's full attention, that means this isn't something that they want people to notice.
프리드님을 그런 식으로
I shan't take the vicious slander of Lord Siegfried.
그분이 냈던 자서전.
On the 5th row of page 42 of his autobiography, a hero should keep smiling until his last. He writes that he shall be there to aid the weak no matter when and where. All right, you best hold on to that belief of yours dearly.
뭐라도 믿는
That way, you'll have something to cling on to when you face the extreme in the future. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't remember, Don Quixote just like really looks up to fixers, and he's like a celebrity fixer, basically. I think that's a good way to put it.
그 귀중한 경우의 수에
The client.
잘 놀다간
As the futile conversations reached an end, the bus lazily pulled into a stop. We'd arrived in front of a building so tall that it would take a while to count the floors. A few shrank down as if intimidated. I understood Sinclair being one, but Heathcliff and Ishmael also seemed to be pressured. A few looked around with curious eyes, and some of the others walked and carried themselves as if they knew they deserved royal treatment.
저희도 인지도라는 게 생긴 모양이에요. 이제야 평범한
Woohoo, I guess we've earned some renown. We've finally been invited to a places regular people would live.
말해두는데
Let me make one thing clear. If the request and reward's a load of tosh like last time, I'm out. Heathcliff ground his teeth, whether by Honglu's words or due to the memory of what we got into last time we were here. I believe that was the chicken incident.
예상대로 조금
Yeah. Sam Joe. Ah, you're a little late as expected. As expected?
저자는
That man is. It's a pleasure to meet you again. I want you to know that my heartfelt sentiment and not a formality. A familiar face I never expected to see again greeted us. I'm out. Already told you. Give it a moment. Let's hear what he has to say, okay?
놔! 생닭들이랑
Let go. Do you even know how it feels to have nightmares about doing the tango with raw chicken? Huh?
사실 지난번 의뢰는
To tell you the truth, my last request was to test the measure of your competence. And you passed with flying colors. Congratulations. I mean this one as well.
누구 마음대로
Who are you to test and grade us, you?
그거야 물론
That is, of course.
물론 저의
That's of course at the discretion of Mr. Samjo, my shrewd secretary. So you must be from Limbus Company,
반가워요. 동랑입니다.
K-Corp Department of Food Resource Development.
많이 들었어요.
Dongrang.
팬이 될 뻔했지.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dongrang. I heard about you from Samjo. It almost made me a fan. Fan? Did thou say that we've earned your adoration?
립 서비스잖아.
It's just flattery, Don Quixote.
솔직히 말씀.
If I'm being quite honest, the test wasn't my idea. I mean, you aren't lab hens or anything, and you deserve better than involuntary tests. Indeed, it was my suggestion.
그야 림버스 컴퍼니.
I had reason to do so, as your Limbus Company is a little-known firm that could or could not be newly established.
저희가 동랑님
We couldn't take the risk of entrusting an unknown organization with the request of Mr. Dongrang's word alone.
그러니까
So, that means you're requesting us. Ishmael asked for confirmation if this is indeed a direct request, her face seeming rather proud.
당연하죠.
Of course,
당신들은
because you are all... well,
여기서 이러지 말고
why don't I show you my lab? There's many fun things to see. Changing the subject so shamelessly is only going to bother us more.
동랑님 연구실로 데려.
Sorry, are you already going to take these people to the laboratory?
왜?
Why not? They passed the test, didn't they, Mr. Samjo?
더군다나 방금 환상체라는 것까지 처리.
And if they've got the skills to take down what they call an abnormality, as we saw today.
알고 계셨어?
Ah, thou hast heard. My traces of heroic deeds indeed make themselves known to the masses in no time. Woohoo.
말을 재밌게 하네요.
Ha, that's a fun way to put it. And you must be the manager. It was Dante, yes? May we speak for a moment? Faust tried to say something to Dongrang, but he and Samjo pulled me far away by the time she stepped forward. What, are they gonna jump me or something? Nope. I mean, I don't mind, but you two can't hear me anyways. I was too embarrassed to bring it up in front of the whole group, but actually, one of your employees is an old friend of mine. Oh, who is it?
그런데 그분도
And he wouldn't give me a nod either. Perhaps he was embarrassed like me. It was a struggle to hide how disheartened I was. Maybe you weren't as close as you thought then? Wait, can you hear my voice?
동랑님.
Mr. Dongring, this individual is unable to communicate normally.
그래서 말하는 거야.
That's why I'm speaking, Mr. Samjo. It's like I'm back to being a child, muttering my woes to a wind-up toy. Don't you think? That was all monologue? What are you two even doing?
여러분께 의뢰를
It was mostly because of him that I decided to send my request to you. I can trust a familiar person better than a stranger. See, this is why I can't let my guard down for even a second. You're too easily influenced by human attachment.
그러니까 단테 씨는
So, let me ask you a favor. Use your tact and consideration to pretend that you know nothing about the relationship between me and him, okay? You haven't even told me who your friend is. I could only let out a deep sigh and shake my head. The conversation that never got through ended as arbitrarily as it begun. This isn't asking a favor, you're just giving me a notice.
여긴 연구실 복도입니다.
We're at the laboratory aisle. Ordinary visitors would not be permitted to go any further. But since you've already been invited by Dongrang, I will show you the interior. Wow, I hoped I could work at a company as big as this.
그럼 림버스 말고
Then maybe you could have applied to one. Why didn't you give it a shot?
농담이죠.
You're joking, right, Ron? Not everyone can join these companies. These kind of firms only accept the very best of the elite.
마치 파우스트
Like
씨나
Faust or Yi Sang, for example. Ishmael's remark gave me an opportunity to bring up my earlier question. Yeah, why did you choose to join Limbus Company out of all the options you had? There must have been better places to shoot for.
파우스트
Because I am Faust. Faust does things that a Faust would do. A little reference to Cultist Simulator there. That was certainly the energy in her confidently clarifying tone that discouraged me from asking another question. What about you, Yiseng? Well, let me take the trouble of asking in return, manager. Why did you join the company you work at? I mean, that's because I had no other choice. That should sufficiently answer your question. It looks like Ishmael wasn't exaggerating about the qualifications it takes to join this firm. This laboratory was dominated by a stillness that could only be achieved with everyone in total focus.
단테 봤어? 냉장고에 간식들이 잔뜩 있어.
Dante, look there. Do you see that? That fridge is full of snacks. We could take one or 10 and they wouldn't even notice. And we would break the stillness with nonchalance.
넉넉하게 챙겨가세요.
Take as many as you like, Mr. Samjo. Pack some snacks from the break room into small bundles and give them later.
알겠습니다.
Understood.
여기다 있어.
That's awesome. Ishi, maybe we should quit our job and join here.
다 들려요.
Everyone can hear you, Raja.
로자 씨.
Rodian, the work contract says... Joking, Faust, joking, see?
그럼
Let's move on to the request.
이젠 하다 외부인들까지
Oh, you've got a lot of I'm gonna die energy.
주는 거야, 동랑?
You're bringing outsiders into the building now? What are you doing, a field trip guide? What are you, a field trip guide, Dongrang? Pardon me for a moment. This is Shireen. She's a manager of the department next to mine and a colleague who joined the company at the same time I did. Visiting me to hurl hurtful words takes up much of her daily routine.
회사에선 네
I figured someone's got to point out the massive drain on our company's welfare budget that is your team. If you're wondering about how we spend our welfare budget, you'll see when the Department of the Year trophy is awarded, right, Samjo?
최우수 부서가
It would take a full day to list the benefits the department has chosen as the best receives. You're snobs, both of you. Is that a rival? Do you suppose excellence is followed by envy wherever it is?
시기는 발전.
Envy feels advancement, as they say, so it's only right for us to show a little generosity for those following behind. Should we give some of the pies we brought from the store to Shireen's department, Mr. Samjo?
안 그래도 그럴 생각.
I was planning to do so. The pepper, chili, lettuce, and curry flavored ones specifically. That sounds tasty. Now then, let's get back to the main topic.
소문은 들었어요.
I heard the rumors. They were about a newly formed company collecting organic objects called golden bows.
그리고
And those golden bows are found exclusively in the closed-down branch facilities of Lobotomy Corp.
황금가지의 존재는
How did you learn about the existence of golden bows?
얼마 되지는 않았어요.
It was a recent discovery. We've been using a laboratory,
로보토미 지부
a Lobotomy Corp branch near our facility as a lab until a few months ago.
그 끔찍한
You set up a lab in that horrible place?
하지만
But I thought they were all buried underground.
뭐
Well, I guess there were rare resources and documents they could use.
연구 대상에 환상체도
Didn't the scope of your research include abnormalities? Why, certainly no researcher could overlook such intriguing subjects.
그렇다면 연
Researchers must all be soft in the head if that's what they're interested in. Hold on.
설마
When you were mumbling rubbish and tossing a rock at one of them chicken heads, did you?
히스클리프 씨는
I will say, Heathcliff's unexpected fits of insight surprise me sometimes.
당신들이 우연을
You led us into the dealing with the distortion in a coincidental encounter so that you could gather data for your research on abnormalities. Mr. Samjo here is no good at acting. I suppose it's due to his upright way of life.
이해해 주세요.
Please understand. Oh,
산산이 허물어졌을 때
uh,
들린다고 했었나요?
please understand we had no means to clearly distinguish a distortion from an abnormality.
허물어진 마음을 원상복귀.
A person distorts when the mind crumbles to figurative pieces, was it? That was a stellar figure of speech. Did you restore his crumbling mind back to health then?
무너진 마음을
There was no way to piece together someone's broken mind.
길을 가르쳐 드린
We merely showed him the way. It was the choice of the restaurant owner whether to stay there or take the path. Wow, you know so much. If I were a bit younger, I'd have jumped and hopped
조금만 더 어렸다면
trying to high-five you.
언제든지 사양하죠.
You're always unwelcome to try.
동랑님.
Mr. Dongwei, you're becoming sidetracked again. Ah, you're right. All right. Then, one day, while we were happily indulging in research in the laboratory of the Lobotomy Corp branch facility, armed terrorists attacked the place. It was all too sudden. Have you ever seen a bomb set off before your eyes? It's quite a spectacle. It all starts and ends in a split second, just like the universe, isn't it?
테러를 일으킨 세력은
Where are the terrorists now?
인원의 신분은 특정할 수 없어.
The members have almost nothing in common, and their motive is unknown. They only showed up recently. In the end, the terrorist organization took over Lobotomy,
테러 집단들이 점령해
the
버렸어.
laboratory Mr. Dongwang's team had stayed in. That must be where the lab was moved. How severe was the damage? Dongwang turned his gaze to Yiseng, to the sporadically unoccupied
저
seats.
비어 있는 자리들은
You
말이야.
see those empty seats?
당분간은
They'll stay that way for a while. Their owners died in that act of terror. Looking closely, I saw snacks and flowers placed on their cushions, probably a way to mourn the dead. This fellow, we managed to recover only a finger from. We couldn't even find the right place to put it, so we've been keeping it in storage. It should be over at the display on the second floor. A solemn silence filled the office, but Dongwang continued, brushing the empty desk with his hand. There is so much we leave behind. Dongwang. I especially miss the plaque modeled after the face of my character. It was a favorite souvenir of mine. I'll be stumped. I can't tell how much of what he says is a joke and how much is serious. What about that seat then? Our attention was brought to the white desk that was completely empty. Ah, that one's reserved. We're waiting for a new employee to take that seat.
그럼 모집 요강
Oh, is there an application guideline for that position then? Where can I see it? Ahem. Ishmael's bright-eyed inquisition was interrupted by Samjo's displeased utterance. Oh dear, Mr. Samjo's feeling uncomfortable now. Shall we actually get to the point then, Samjo?
단도직입적으로 말하면
Let me be blunt.
서로
I suggest an accord that will benefit both parties. If you help us retake the laboratory,
당신들에겐
we'll yield the ownership of the golden bow we found to you.
질문드리죠.
I have a question. Is this a fixed contract or a post-fulfillment review contract? Will it be represented by delegate bodies or co-executive members?
답변하겠습니다.
Allow me to answer that. It will be an immediate delegate body represented contract with no warranty liability. The contractual signing overseen by the observer from Gate 1 Contract Office will take place following due procedure. A contract office? I don't know what's going on. Does that have to be so complicated?
회사에서는
In J-Corp's district, we couldn't get the Golden Bow right away despite winning because we didn't have anyone overseeing the deal. Oh, that Iuda from Mary Achilles? She started a fight even after Raja won the game. It's Ida from Los Mariachis.
네 맞아요.
That's right. Instead of playing the role of observer, she left us with no choice but to take the bow by force. Which is why it's safer to use the service of an association or a contract office to stand as an observer or to notarize the contract even if it can be costly. That's why Faust probably considered most carefully, I think. Ishmael explained it like it was common knowledge. I guess it is something well known amongst the city folk.
이건 확실히
This contract certainly favors our side,
정만 확실히
as long as the goal is achieved. We watched with our mouths agape as the two declared the conclusion at once. This is a secret, but frankly, I don't get more than half of what Samjo says. I just nod and say, oh, I see, and move on. Isn't that a coincidence? It's the same for us too.
적어도 동랑 씨는
Aren't you supposed to be the last person to be ignorant of your secretary's words? Aha, still. I guess making a contract with K-Corp's laboratory means we won't be fighting against the Wing staff for a while. You know those people who would keep healing their wounds? The team fell into a somber silence. All the memories related to them was filled with misery and suffering. Ah, so you've seen K-Corp's regenerative technology already. Oh, we're more than seen it. Had to deal with it over and over again. I got sick of the thought. Ah, why don't I show you around the lab then? It's not here though. You'll have to take the elevator once more. Yeah, you'd show them that much, Mr. Dongring? This place is off limit for unauthorized personnel. Ah, you just made a really funny noise, Mr. Samjo. Well, it shouldn't hurt. We're hanging out a bit to celebrate the provisional contract being signed. I wasn't sure if it was appropriate to celebrate these things, but since no one in the team objected, I decided to follow him. I can see why they said that this one's a lot longer. Holy moly. I will take my reward. 4-9. Regeneration ampules. This is where the regeneration ampules are made. They're publicly called HP bullets, but the underlying principle is a nanobot-based medical treatment. There have been struggles here or there, but at the moment, the ampule is slightly modified recently, is the most commonly used version. So let me get this straight. You're the ones who supplied that? Damn it. Do you have any idea how much you made us suffer? We barely managed to crawl over that adversary. I'm relieved that none of you seem to have passed away or suffered severe wounds, at the very least. Ah, that reminds me. I was told companies have different definitions of death on the job and the process of dealing with them. I'm sure Mr. Samjo gave me an explanation on it, but... So, Dongring, are you continuing your research on improving the cure-all nanobots? Aha, of course not. HP bullets have long been commercialized. My project right now is the improvement of livestock using them. Improving livestock? If cutting as a concept is reduced to irrelevant, if it becomes limited to a fleeting moment, think about it. We could get an endless supply of high-quality meat. Yeah, any story that involves regenerating cattle is never going to end well. That reminds me of, what was that manga called? Bee Meat or something? They developed this, like, bio creature that you could just basically feed garbage and, like, it would regrow. And then, of course, it escapes, and it becomes almost like a zombie plague. It's not that just any meat. The flesh will come from livestock, researched and improved with the combined efforts of countless minds. That's the quality and rarity we're talking about. It seems. Dongring has a love for meat as deep as Raja's. Love, you say? You might be right. If endlessly devoting time and care could be called love. I guess snobby bunches get along well, huh? Don't beat up our client, okay, Heathcliff? Depends on how much they behave. We see live chickens whose wings and legs are being sliced endlessly. They don't even struggle as if they feel no pain. Is that how the nanobots look? All I see is liquid. When infinitesimal particles have fluidity, they look pretty much the same as a fluid. Is that really necessary to go this far for food? This site's too disgusting to handle for such a rich boy who grew up on juicy meat, eh? Kiddo, there are a lot of people in the world who go for any lengths for meat. No, I mean, this isn't the same. And my family wouldn't eat any meat. I was an exception, though. Why does it have to be like this? What I'm trying to say is... I think I get what you're getting at. It does feel rather unnatural, doesn't it? If it was simply for the sake of improving food, there could have been more efficient ways to do it. There's one thing I can say for sure. If the technology had me made available in the back streets, my friends and I wouldn't have had to rummage through trash cans. Technology. No, this is no more than breeding. They will never realize that they have the ability to fly for their entire lives. Yisane spoke, staring directly at Dongring. It was unusual for him to take this much interest in matters. I must object. Chickens cannot fly in the first place, and this technology is providing quality welfare to many. It's okay, Samjo. For someone who usually doesn't look others in the eye to glare directly at a person, that's a sign of desperation, isn't it? That husbandry. Something seems to have happened to the lab. Will it be a good choice to head there now? It'll be fine, Samjo. They're skilled enough that they got out of a scuttle with K-Corp security staff armed with our regenerative ampules without a scratch. Yeah. Skilled, right. Yeah, we were really good. We didn't die 100 times. No, that'd be weird. We don't have nanobots. Terrorist organization.
발목 잡지 않도록 최선을 다할.
An explosion has been detected. Please protect yourselves from danger by swiftly moving under your desks. Okay, I don't recognize you. Oops, that was a misfire. A second explosion has been detected. Please activate the regeneration ampule in your possession. Please wait for K-Corp security staff that will arrive within 18 seconds. Same old announcement. I wonder, why are they broadcasting like that told in such a calm voice? Wouldn't a little gaspy and panicking be more effective at getting people to evacuate? See, getting so preoccupied with all this technology and science nonsense dulls your empathy with feelings. You talk too much. Be quiet. Is everyone all right? If you aren't, take a regeneration sample. A cross-compatibility test is normally needed, but we're in an emergency. You look unfazed. Doesn't a terrorist attack usually throw anyone into chaos? The first attack did have everyone panicking. The explosion detection broadcast didn't exist either. Mr. Sam Joe hid under his desk for quite some time. As I keep saying, the attack occurred in the lobby, and I was merely attempting to pick up a notebook that fell from the desk. You must take this situation seriously, Mr. Dongring. Attack on K-Corp laboratory in the middle of the nest is not a matter of course. For sure, they managed to arrive at the door where the researchers are. Oh, I think I sprained my left ankle, Sam Joe. I watched the Sam Joe injected regeneration ampule into Dongring's body. Are they the terrorists occupying Lobotomy Corp branch? Indeed. Speak of the devil. They're part of the terrorist organization. They don't look like well-trained combatants. Would you look at that? You got an eye for that now, kid? It's natural. They aren't the ones directly engaging in combat. It should take a single glance to notice that they appear lean and frail like Mr. Dongring. I've seen rich sods that don't get into fights still get blood and body-enhancing augments just in case. You sure they aren't just acting weak? It's not necessarily the case. As varied as ways to augment the body are, some may be repulsed by it, physically or mentally. Some nests even forbid its residents from getting procedures above a certain level of power if they aren't qualified. Why don't they want they don't want the lowly to rise up and topple the ruling class, huh? I couldn't deny those possibilities. Each nest must have its own reasons. But, fundamentally speaking, augmenting procedures are high-performing vehicles. If an unqualified driver were to handle a vehicle with power output above what they can handle, layers of order in the nest would fall apart in no time. So they'd like to prevent that from happening. Sorry to interrupt your passionate exposition, but the pain was genuine for me, just so you know. Soon enough, people wearing familiar outfits appeared along with unforgettable beat of footsteps. Eek! The ones from the checkpoint. And now there are reliable allies. These robots, they look seriously hostile. Hemorrhaging within 5 seconds, spinal damage at least 12 centimeters in length, direct impact on coronary artery, destruction of the cranium. These steps will ensure the enemy meets immediate death without unnecessary suffering. It can do that, but wasn't it mainly to destroy the brain so they can't regenerate themselves? Hey, if you don't mind, could you pretend to be dead if this doesn't kill you right away? My buddy stayed up all night upgrading the insta-kill function. Quiet. See, I told you. With that recoil distance, it only reaches as deep as the occipital lobe. Did you really have to learn through trial? Damn it. Should have gone all the way through the temporal lobe. We can't lose them. We have robots of our own. They should be here any minute now. Ah, there it is, the regeneration ampule administration drone. Must be pretty handy to have them. Do they inject ampules right as the staff is injured? Yes, as long as their heads aren't lost. The ampules injecting before the golden time passes and the brain stops functioning, they're practically undying. Gah. Injuries like holes in internal organs or broken bones can be healed in seconds. Even still, they wouldn't be immune to pain. How can they be so calm about it? They won't even bat an eye as a colleague next to them is being cut down. Natural behavior. If all wounds can be healed in seconds, all judgment regarding it will be secondary. If that's the case, will we become like that eventually? I don't see a reason to think about such things. I was just curious. By the way, who are those new faces in unfamiliar outfits? Anyone want to introduce yourself? None of your business. True, but it's kind of awkward to be facing him. Someone's gonna talk, no? Why should we introduce ourselves to a terrorist organization?
우린 테러
We're no mere terrorist organization. Watch your words. I don't hate the sound of it. It lines up with my beliefs when I was 4. I had to answer a call of a grade school because the paper I wrote on atoms won a prize at the age of 7.
조용히.
Shut it. We are the Technology Liberation Alliance. Liberation? What technology exactly? Does technology yearn for freedom?
아마도
Maybe they're talking about the animals in the lab, I think? You hear that? He thinks we're animal protectors or something. Sorry, but that went out of fashion long ago. You think we're working day and night assembling machines just to fight for happily raised chickens fried in healthy oil? Type X32 bolts are so hard these days. We have to order them from other nests. Do you have any idea how much tax is added? You can substitute Type 32 bolts by casting the C9 bolt and tempering it at an interval of 2 hours. You aren't gonna win us over by acting smart. Oh, huh. She might be right. That could work. Could you tell us why you're offering advice to the enemy, Mrs. Faust? You wouldn't understand. Researchers have a creed more valuable than life. So are they just here to steal stuff? Okay, new enemy, so we'll go ahead and fight him. I think I fought these once or twice in Mirror Dungeon. I'm kind of looking forward to unlocking some new zones. It's very, very samey for me right now. You guys have any surprises for me? I think the answer is no. Like I mentioned before, this team is pretty primo at the moment, so if we, unless something is like specifically countering fire, and I guess maybe Tremor, we should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to actually getting enough resources to start a second team. I haven't really decided what I want to go for. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe a bleed team or a sinking team, just for something different. Do you have anything crazy? Okay, he doesn't like being tremored. Okay, they basically just don't like being trimmered. Sure. We can beat you down. Boy, when she goes crazy, she just goes crazy, doesn't she? And cut. Yeah, unfortunately in these little mook fights, we never get enough sanity points for him to go into ego mode.
왜? 놀랐어?
Okay, and I won't do these ones for now because we're gonna start having energy problems. Speaking of energy problems, go ahead and get ourselves a box here. 412 decay ampules. That doesn't sound good.
발목 잡지 않도록 최선을 다할게요.
That certainly looks convenient. Broken bones heal up in a matter of moments. K-Corp provided us with an astronomical sum of research grants to support our research on improving this ampule. Do keep this a secret from Shreen, please. She might get mad about me for it for 3 months. Clock would only wind the thing after we're dead, scared of a little hurting. I think I cracked a bone in my right hand. Can I get an ampule? It's kind of harder to grip my axe. Radia stood in front of K-Corp drone and extended her right arm. Welcome. K-Corp drones are always there for your health. Administering regeneration ampule. Cannot administer. Friendly entities of type 3J54 are eligible for serum injection, but regeneration ampules may only be administered to patients hemorrhaging 1 LR or more of blood. I guess that's supposed to be liter. Also, since you have not taken a cross-compatibility test for the ampules, we do not take any responsibility for possible side effects. Thank you. Huh? What? What are you talking about? You want me to cut off an arm or a leg or something? There. They're already doing that. Look at the K-Corp staff. They're cutting up their own limbs to get an ampule. It's a necessary requirement. It would be a tremendous financial waste to use regeneration ampules for every little scratch. I hate to make comparisons, but its value is far above the caliber of some small firms like yours. Yeesh. It looks a bit dangerous here. Those machines are too rough. They might kill me if I'm not careful. I might want to stay away from the fray a little bit just to be safe. Just then something grazed past my head. I mean, my head with a threatening shrill. Ah! Grr. Right as another projectile flew at me, Ishmael swiftly stretched her arm to take the hit. Turning to the direction the projectiles came from, I didn't find enemy robots. Instead, there was a K-Corp drone glaring with red.
괜찮으십니까?
Executive Manager, are you alright?
제가 대신 맞았.
I'm the one who got hit, Otis.
오티스가 대신 맞았어.
I should have taken the projectile for you, curses!
저기요.
Excuse me.
이놈들의 그 비싼
See what your robots that cost a
작동을 일으키는군.
bomb to make are doing? It fired at an ally! I must object. It was definitely not friendly fire. Samuel yelled from behind, raising his hand high. However, it does appear that exceptions couldn't be fully configured. I apologize for that particular shortcoming. What rubbish are you? As you're aware, you could come to this place purely thanks to Mr. Dogram's whim. Having visitors to this place is extremely rare circumstances. As such, factor wasn't put into consideration. What are you talking about? Think K-Corp's regenerator drones do more than just heal people. Why does it look like my body is melting? Can anyone make sense? Ishmael! Normally, K-Corp's drones administer regeneration ampules to injured personnel. However, it injects a decay ampule on deserters. It shot the decay ampule at me because I was trying to escape the combat zone? Alright, that's just revolting. Think I can put off my summary executions when there isn't even a war going on? Yeah, why not just make the drones fight instead? The nest your friend must have valued human life, am I right? The value of each drone we have far surpasses that of 10 Class 2 staff members combined. You understand? You should understand, you accept it. I've had a crappy coercion shoved in my face too many times. I don't feel like complying anymore.
이해는 되네요.
I do understand where it's coming from. There was research that revealed deploying K-Corp's drones in simulated battles increased the odds of victory by 23.5%.
보호자들 사이에서
It was a pretty famous paper among scholars.
전장에 사기를 떨어뜨리는
Since the old times, deserters who flee from battle have been pointed out as greater detractors of morale than the threat of overwhelming oppression or weakness of a leader. Public punishments of deserters are historically proven tactics supported by many examples. Understanding it all you like, then. Wait, what are you all talking about? Look at Ishmael, she's melting. Apologies for my negligent executive manager. I failed to consider the suffering you must endure when turning back the clock. What? That's not what I'm...
보이셔야겠군요.
You might want to hurry if that's your concern. Her heart should still be intact in the current state. Manager, what'll happen to me? The clock's hand turned with agony. Meanwhile, Yi Sang was staring at the empty ampules rolling on the floor. I wonder if he helped develop the degen ones or something. Alright, so now we're forced to fight. Perfect. Alright, this looks samey, so I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, samey fight all over. We're at 414. Decay ampules 3. Nope. Are we gonna go directly into another battle?
최선을
I
다.
have heard that this is one of the most combat-y ones. Okay, never mind. I'll bring you right back. Okay, easily won that fight. Back to story. Attention everyone, reinforcements have arrived.
저 사람들은
Who are those people? For sure. Who could these be, Serene? Made new friends other than me?
이번에 우리 팀
They're fixers from the Rose Spanner workshop. The ones we've been working with for the current project. They visited several times already. You really should be familiar by now. Remember, Rose Spanner Raja was our early game carry. That's what we got from our newbie banner.
안녕하십니까.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Nico, representing the Rose Spanner workshop. The enemy's faces clouded over the unexpected arrival of reinforcements. Boring. Let's head back. What? Sure, we'll leave. Would you look at that? Our R has already made them flee in terror. Woohoo. Thanks, Shreen. This made me seriously consider the possibility that your department might be picked as the best one next year for the first time. Shame about your previous trophies being destroyed, huh? Ms. Shreen, pardon me for suspecting, but you did not perchance to wait until the trophies were broken before bringing the reinforcements, did you? Oh yeah, I guess the trophies did break. I don't mind losing them, as long as the photo is fine. The damage they left is pretty severe, now that I'm seeing it firsthand. They could have gotten all the researchers killed if things went wrong. Indeed, which is why we must eliminate them and reclaim the facility they're occupying as soon as possible. Why then does K-Corp not provide assistance? Clearly it's because they don't want the general public to know that such a thing happened in the nest, don't you think?
그 일은 무고의 깃털이 엮였으니
Well, I may concede on that matter as an innocent feathers were involved.
연루된 연구원
This concerns researchers and laboratories directly affiliated with the wing.
연고지와 연계되어 있음에도
It's evidence that they want it to remain discreet, don't you think?
아무튼
Anyways, I ought to bring a generous supply of regeneration ampules for you all to use. Now should be a good time to depart, right?
동랑 씨.
We aren't gonna panic, Dongrang. You gonna be okay?
네.
No problem, seeing you in battle made me all the more reassured about accompanying you. Just so you know, the technology our manager Dante uses is on a different level compared to K-Corp's ampules. Rather than regenerate, it restores.
따라서 K
Therefore, observing it won't provide much insight that can be applied to K-Corp Singularity or regeneration ampules.
치료가 아닌
Restoration, not healing, huh?
설마.
No way, is he trying to copy Dante's ability? Like that shady Bodavista chicken guy tried with his rival? I wouldn't do such a thing. I'm not the kind of person to cram down food that I know I can't digest.
당신 같은 경우는 전투에
It has become common practice for someone like you to send capable underlings to do the fighting for you, and yet you insist on being on the front. Or are you that hungry for a medal?
아니요.
No,
그것은
it's
챙기지
all I have left. The number of things I couldn't take with me in time.
연속 3년
Like the photo of commemorating my third consecutive year of winning the Excellence Award, the plaque of appreciation from K-Corp, the photo taken to celebrate my lab's expansion, and what else was there, Samjo? Classified documents concerning the research, sir? Ah, so it's more than
보다는
that you wanted to gain back the medals you had. Oh, right, that too. You really did just barely manage to escape there, huh?
동랑 저 자식은
I guarantee you that nerd Dongrang has never swung a fist in his life. He's too carefree. At least bring some fixers like me.
슈렌느 씨. 그쪽
Is your department going as well, Miss Shreen?
이번 작전에
I don't see how you could benefit from the success of this operation.
동료 셋이 죽었어.
3 of my coworkers died in their last attack.
이득이랑 손해를
I've lost too much to care about interests and benefits.
슈렌느 씨.
Ms. Shreen.
그렇다면 저 해결
In that case, I will be correct to assume that the payment for the fixtures will be handled by your department? You just can't stop being an irritating bunch.
알아내야 할 로보토미 집으로
The Lobotomy Corp branch we must reclaim isn't too far from here. Let's head over there together. I was hoping I could ride on your bus. What a shame.
다음에 태워드리겠습니다.
I'll secure you an opportunity next time. Let's get moving for now. Huh? Why do you think you get to decide that? This mission felt particularly tumultuous.
그래서 말이야.
And then you see, I bet the chips and declared like this. All in. She's still retelling the story. It's like her one story she can tell. I want to stop hearing it. It's giving me nausea.
역시
There's nothing like a
도리도리 포커
head shake poker at J Corp's casinos. Those people who sit at the slot machines all day, they're all morons.
뭐야?
What do you mean there's something up with the machines?
이건
This is something I haven't told anyone else, you see. Hold on, you gotta explain it in more detail. Things are lively this time around.
들
DLI. She says she doesn't like it, whispered Sinclair. I whispered back to him saying, I know. Thanks, Sinclair. Yeah, very helpful. I mean, the team's getting along pretty well. That's unusual. You know, some team bonding over fighting a giant chicken man. Maybe that's exactly what we needed. Age of Humanity.
공세가 시작되기 전에 파우스트가 나서겠어.
The group remained consistently noisy until the moment we arrived. Only in tranquility can art bloom in full grace.
어느 팀이나
There's always going to be a snobby jerk on any team.
동감이다.
I must agree, I can't tell if they're here to handle a request or hang out. They loosen up too easily.
하지만 적어도
If there's one fortunate thing, however,
거예요.
it's that we won't encounter any abnormalities here. Why does this person keep talking to me?
사실 처음
To tell you the truth, the first encounter with abnormalities was a seriously shocking revelation. It was a hybrid, so to speak. I wouldn't have been able to conceive of such a concept as developing a new source of energy from the human subconscious.
이제
I believe that the so-called... No. I believe that the
인간의 시대는
so widespread and standard... What was it called again? Right. The age of humanity is coming to an end. Now's the age of superior minds. Not too many have realized this with their hearts yet. What's the age of humanity?
그러니 당신들이
You have no idea how glad I was to have you on board. Some one-sided conversation that was much worse than the ones I have with Virgilius. Was it even a conversation if one of us never communicated their thoughts to the other?
인기척이 들리는군요.
Shh, I hear some movement. I think they're the only one here who has to keep their mouth shut. Yeah, why does he keep just like talking at Dante? Okay, some more bots. I will bring you back. And we're back. Ah, I don't see any terrorists. Relax. I brought plenty of regeneration ampules so those murder machines can rampage all they want. An ominous noise buzzed from the stop machines. Alright, all, you hear me? I got a pretty mad thinking you might have thought we ran off, so I'm sending you this message verbally. I'm about to tell you something real important, so listen up. A pause to rouse tension. Good. It's that you're a bunch of worthless worms. Yeah, that's right, you're just worms. Give me a break. That was all ears for a load of nonsense. Gregor approached the speaker with a grumble scratch in the back of his head. Wait, Gregor. After playing the voice, the machine suddenly starts to heat up and inflate. The machine is heating to an unnatural degree. Its components are expanding. Oh my, it really is. That's the telltale sign of an imminent explosion.
맞아요.
Indeed. And that means... Wait a moment. Get away from the machine! Heathcliff kicked Greg away from the machine. They must have used what little time they had to place traps like this. Their dedication's admirable. I'm raring to see the mastermind. Are all researchers like this? This really doesn't feel like the time for admiration. Such is our fate. Okay, Faust. Yeah, it seems like all the really smart people are actually kind of dumb. In a way. It's a good trope. 417. Insufficient. Yeah, yes I would. I would like to use boxes. Yeah, unfortunately, going through this in the way I record isn't very efficient, but what else am I going to spend the boxes on, I suppose?
최선을 다할게요.
Okay, and again, I will bring you back. Will this blow up once it stops working like the last one? As we suspected, the halted machine began to play an ominous noise. Alright, so this is the second time you killed my machines, right? Let's see. You're a bunch of roaches that do nothing other than crawl on the floor. It's okay, it's okay. Don't let it get you down, Greg. I wasn't feeling anything. So, go on and keep crawling like the bugs you are. Why bother looking up when you'll be spending all your lives in a flat dimension on the surface, am I right? I understand now. Once the machine stops functioning, they play a pre-recorded voice clip and then explode seconds after. It is unclear what purpose they were meant to serve, but all the machines are equipped with the same mechanisms. Pre-recorded? I didn't see anyone coming. Everyone's making fun of you, eh, buggy bloke? It sure is baffling how the whole world is bending backwards to mock me. That's a tame reaction. Boy, what's wrong with you now? Ugh. What's the matter, Ishmael? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm just feeling queasy. You don't have to mind me, I'm fine now. There's something I've been meaning to ask. What kind of organization is this Technology Liberation Alliance? Why do you bother asking such questions? All you need to know is it's them that is a terrorist organization with a hollow name. Their values are irrelevant to us. You never know what use the information might have, Otis. I know a little about them myself. I did hear that someone who used to work in K-Corp laboratory is now one of the organization's core members, though I don't have the details on as this took place before I joined the firm. She was an outstanding researcher who was once awarded the Best Employee Reward, much like Dongrang is now. What? How do you know that? I saw her name on one of the plaques in the trophy room. Wouldn't you say it's mandatory for someone in my occupation to remember all the names there? Why do you keep peeking in there anyways? What could be the reason a highly praised employee decides to join terrorists? I believe you saw her once earlier. She was enthusiastically destroying my lab. Right around when Shreen and I joined the company, she was, well, rather famous within the firm. I heard rumors that she had wanted to test the limits of K-Corp's technology. Then, one day, rumors about her leaving the laboratory spread, saying that this is where she ended up. Okay, so she left for some reason. She seemed very cartoon villainy when she attacked, I'll say that. So maybe ulterior motive? 418, best employee.
공세가 시작되기 전에 파우스트가 나서겠습니다.
Ah, this corridor must be the last. Once we're past here, we'll reach the edge of the facility. After I retrieve my precious items from there, I'll give you ownership of the Golden Bough as promised. Feels like this is gonna end up a rotten note. You gonna be okay with that? Those terrorists really must have run off, seeing how none of them showed up. It was part of the contract to reclaim the laboratory. That's why I kept telling you, Mr. Dongrain, when you draft a contract, you have to be meticulous and calculating and write it in a way that favors us. Let's just get going. Fortunately, I didn't see any killing machines here. However, a couple of unwelcome figures appeared in front of us. Be on guard, Executive Manager. Someone's ahead of us. Yeah, but they aren't holding any weapons. They may be unarmed, but you are incredibly weak and fragile, civilian Executive Manager. Think so, Otis? Can't you count? You clearly outnumber us by a large margin. Don't be a baby. Here at last, worms. It's the same voice that played on the machines, and the same face we saw earlier. Where are your other members, Senior Researcher Ran? You managed to bring more help in this mess, I see. And put away that senior crap. We haven't known each other for a long time. Don't you see what's going on? They've all evacuated, and here I am, buying them time. That's interesting. We thought we stormed in unexpectedly, yet you knew in advance and escaped. Because you're worms, look at you, getting all cocky after receiving the best employee reward. Raiding here, daring to try to catch us. You got a big mouth. You think you're better than us? You're outnumbered like you said. That noggin of yours probably knows you'd better surrender, eh? Let's say I do. It's clear what you'll do with me. You'll neutralize me and keep me barely alive, curing me with your flaunted regeneration ampules. Rinse and repeat until you get the answers you want. Sounds like a problem that can be prevented by just giving us the answers right away. Am I asking too much? Of course you are, unlike you. We aren't planning to live like roaches that feed on whatever is provided from above. This is really getting on my nerves. Yeah, quit bullying Greg. Greg is a nice guy. Use a different analogy. Ah, whatever. I've had enough of toying with you. What are you trying to... That's right. Show your curiosity only what's happening immediately before your eyes. That's how researchers should be. Ran. With an ear-piercing noise, the building is engulfed in an explosion. All that remains is charred stain. Ah, that hurt a lot. Are you alright, Mr. Dongrain? I'm fine. Someone in Dante's party pushed me away as soon as the blast was heard. You know, the quiet fellow with intimidating eyes. I was gonna do the same, but I was standing too far away. Anarchy. Ooh, that was close. After taking the impact for others, Don Quixote and Merceau had been flung all the way to the columns supporting the building, their backbones fully exposed. Don Quixote in particular was impaled on a pillar. It must be the faith that they'll come back to life at any time that prompted them to jump into danger without hesitation, not out of any friendship or affinity, isn't that right? Don Quixote couldn't give any answers, whether due to pain, death or the pointed edge stabbing through her mouth. Ugh. Merceau, you're alive? It was my directive to protect the manager and see the company's mission is accomplished. That must be it, yes. How convenient. You can recover your body without using regeneration ampules. I don't know, the ampules look handier. Right. Is Miss Shreen alright? And the other fixers? We're perfectly sound. Your group blocked the blast for us, so we turned out fine. That's why you haven't been taking the ampules. That clock had special powers. Indeed, after all, I recruited them through thorough screening and testing. I see, well, darn. The ampules I brought are useless now. For some reason, Shreen let out a defeated laugh and drops the ampules in her bag to the floor. It's true for them. Looking at it from the perspective that excluded me, this certainly is a convenient power. Fatal consequences can be reversed, and the only price is me having to bear the pain. Yeah. Do we believe that that's the only price, though? That seems awfully convenient if it's just a little bit of pain. Is this really fine? And what is it? Where does this... And where does all this time to rewind come from? Clockface, stop dawdling about. That yellow-haired lass is dying. Thoroughly ravaged by the blast, Heathcliff pointed at Don Quixote. Hurry up and turn it. This hurts an awful lot. On it. Okay, more combat. BRB. Shreen, you've got shrapnel wounds. Aren't you sure you don't want to use an ampule? I'm fine. That Shreen fella, she's looking kind of blank-faced. Is she okay? Blank face, huh? Of course not. She couldn't be so carefree.
이로써 분명
This makes it evident.
여러분들은 진작에
The terrorists long since made their leave. All that's left were bloodthirsty murderers hell-bent on killing us.
쪽에선 판단을 끝냈다.
I've made my judgment. Hey, what do you think? Otis nudged her head at Merceau. I agree with it. I didn't realize those two were close. What are you two talking about?
이곳에 배신자가 있다.
There's a traitor in our ranks. No doubt remains on the matter.
출발했을 때부터
It's thanks to that spy that our course and plans were leaked from the moment we departed. To prevent further damage, it's right to dispose of them here and now. Traitor. I blankly watched as he brought up the concept foreign to me.
우리 중에는 가능성이 드물 테니.
As it's unlikely to be one of us, the rational course of action is to suspect your institute's lackeys.
작전은 취소해야 합니다.
This mission must be abandoned, Executive Manager. To allow ourselves to be involved in this nonsense is...
불쾌합니다.
I'm repulsed by your accusation. Are you seriously suspecting us? I can assure you that we trust each other better than you people who haven't even been in the same firm for a year. Sanjo argued, flashing light furiously bouncing off his glasses. No, Samjo, their hypothesis sounds plausible. I would have said the same.
당신들
You have something to say, don't you? Mr. Dongrang, that group of fixers haven't used regeneration ampules a single time since we came in here.
정신이 박힌 전
Any sane combatant would kill to have those.
더 있다.
There's one more thing.
란이라는 자와 마주
When we encountered Ran,
저들만이 일정
they were distracting themselves from her in they were
전에 알고 있다.
distancing themselves from her in advance. The only explanation is they knew that there would be an explosion. Oh bother, why not consider the possibility of my intuition just being that keen? What if we weren't taking the ampules because these buddies and I are built healthily? I've been brought a truth tablet just in case. I'll believe you if you testify after taking it. Truth tablet? The red thing? How can I take that suspicious drug? Sorry, did you think you had a choice here? How strange. If I were you, I would take the tablet. Or make up more desperate excuses. You're so gladly squandering your chances to clear yourself of suspicion. It's almost as if you're about asking to be killed. Or did you decide to kill us all and get away with it? I thought a researcher's job was writing papers, and you're out here writing fiction, you deranged maniac. Nico raised his weapon and pointed it at us. Showing your true selves now that you're cornered, eh? I even taught you my secret at winning at the slot machines. This is how you return my favor? Yes, it is. Okay, new group, we'll fight him. I wonder if this is the one that Raja was actually, Rose Spanner Raja was actually based on.
자신 있으면 받아봐.
There's another unfortunate thing. There's like no way you could play this game without the spoilers of the IDs. I bet you it was pretty fun to see those come out when the game was brand new. Kind of an interesting concept. I love that there's, you know, I mentioned this before, but one of my critiques about gachas is you get the character of the patch. They're here and then they're gone, and maybe you get to see them in like a holiday event for 5 seconds because we have to go on to hype the next new person. So I really like that they came up with a way to avoid that we can actually have character growth and whatnot. And it's done in an in-universe way, that we use the mirror to give them alternative IDs. Pretty cool way to do it, I have to say. Okay, well, I don't have to say that these guys were pretty good. So oh no, guys, he's agitated. Inflict paralyze. All right, well, good luck with that. I don't think you're gonna survive to be paralyzing too much here, buddy. I also will say, so one thing that's been different in this is that we do that little fast forward thing where we do multiple missions in one click. I do like that. That kind of zips us through a little quicker than I thought it was going to be. I'll just go back and clear those out off camera at some point. Maybe when I have some more energy, for example. All right, Trader 2, what do you got? Oh man, you got me out of energy. Let's do it. Give me a second. I think we need to call a timeout. Might be the sardine I ate this morning. My stomach's aching. Boss, no such thing. Sink is up next. Shreen. She what? Shreen told us something. While we're in here, don't ever use regeneration capsules, no matter what. Huh? Saying that out loud is breaching the contract, you dolt. Is that so? Shreen told you that. Why? I don't know. She said we'll see in due time. Well, we have the simplest way to find out, don't we? After fiddling with the regeneration ampule in hand, Dong-Rain made a sudden move. He quickly jabbed the ampule into the unguarded fixer's body like a dagger. Ah! The fixer tried to remove the ampule, but its contents had already entered the system. Why did you look so surprised, boss? What happens if the ampule's injected? This is weird. The fixer's limbs begin to twist at strange angles. Then something started protruding through the flesh. Collapsing on the floor, the fixer tried to yell something but failed to make any sound. Is it just me or is this awfully familiar?
설마.
Please, you don't really think you're the only one who remembers the bug din, do you, Greg babe? Resembling larvas or snails? Oh dear.
그만하자.
Let's stop here. I dragged too many people into this. Well, it was my decision to take the deal for money. Dearie me. Should have gone on a bigger spree yesterday if I knew it would come to this. So, why do the ampules not work here? Is this a trap, or is this just something particular about this lab? Interesting. Alright, I'll see you in a second. Alright, 425, Trader 5. What do we got? Man, I wish there was a way to tell if we were going to battle before or after the dialogue. Dang it! Alright, I'll bring you back. Alright, more easy fights against the rose spanners there.
확실한 승리였어요.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
저번처럼 홈파티라도 할까요?
Alright, book equals story, right?
그럼 이제
Alright then, care to give us an explanation, Shreen? Shreen blankly looks at Dong-Rain, her face wooden as if she's forgotten how to make expressions.
언제부터 저쪽 편에 붙은
Did I call it or did I call it about her, by the way? Since when did you join their side?
대단하다.
You really are something. You didn't even act surprised.
앰플도 없이 멀쩡히
Employees that can be brought back to life without ampules, huh? This wasn't in the plans. It's not fair.
연구실에서
When I asked why you volunteered to follow me at the laboratory, you told me this.
동료가 셋이
3 of my coworkers died.
우리 쪽에서 죽은
5 of us died in the attack. 3 is the number of casualties on the Technology Liberation Alliance suffered. Oh, and I checked your network history too.
뭐야?
You did what? You're allowed to do that? Oh, what dirty things was she reading? So, they keep telling you it takes a full day and a night after to name all the benefits of the best employee.
그 망할 놈의
That stupid best tripe thing again. I saw that you had exchanged tons of mails with Ran after she left. What was it about? You wouldn't reply to a single one I sent after asking you to grab coffee together. I do suppose you've respected Ran a lot after you joined. Even your password was set to Miss You Ran. How about that? Wait, is this all true? You don't understand. K-Corp's research institutes are the best workplace you could ask for as a scientist. It's a stable job, cares about employee well-being, and has the limelight of the academy. Why would you turn your back on it and collude with terrorists? I saw you as a research as a promising future. You had a long way to go compared to Mr. Dong-Rain, but still. Yeah, Shreen, why don't you just say it yourself? Why did you decide to collude with them? Yeah, she does not look happy.
눈물이
The tears wouldn't stop. You.
너라면 무슨
You know what that means, right? We couldn't hear what the rest of Shreen tried to say. At first, it looked like a red line was drawn on her body. Then we realized it wasn't just a line. Hey, Shreen! A queen cut in half, fluid splashed from the severed hemispheres of the brain as if to convey that regeneration ampules won't heal this.
닥치고 동작 그만.
Yeah, shut your mouths and keep still. Don't even breathe. The people who saw Shreen along with the wall behind her, without even letting their footsteps be heard, were
그림자 속
fixers innately treating shadows. I'll give you the honor of being called Fitz, huh?
그런 해결사라면
Fixers who work like that belong to the She Association,
암살만
an association of fixers that exclusively take assassination requests.
함부로 상대할
They
수
most likely aren't the ones we could easily fight and defeat. It depends on how much they were paid and what section they were from, but in this case, seeing that only Ryoshi was able to pick up hints of their presence, they most certainly wouldn't be amateurs from 5 or 6. Miss Shreen, why?
벌써
Gone already. Ryoshi clicked her tongue and complained as the assassins retreat, even though I couldn't see or hear them at all. How ridiculous, torn by inner conflict. Senior researcher Rand was Shreen's mentor when she first joined the firm. It looks like their bond lasted much longer than I thought. You see, Dante, we were peers working for the same firm, and there's still collusion and fraternity. Betrayal, division, contrivance. It happens in any group of people. I guess it's an inescapable cycle. Not sure there's any point in telling me this. Say, how much do you trust your sinners? I'm sorry, what? You know virtually nothing about them, do you? Much like how I couldn't know everything about Shreen, am I wrong? You don't even know which one of them has a history with me. I bet you it's you saying. I'm just guessing, but based on him glaring and whatnot. All right, ching. All right, you're showing me a book. Don't do me wrong. Looks like we're almost there. I can sense the golden bow resonating nearby. It appears we're nearing the target location. That's good. The photos and awards I want should still be here. Classified research documents as well, Mr. Dongrang. Yi-Sang picks up an ampule Shreen dropped on the floor and carefully examines it. How kind of you. You don't have to pick it up. It's the same. This regeneration ampule, its number abides by the same rule as the decay ampules that were forcibly administered to Miss Ishmael in the earlier scuffle between K-Corp brawlers and the invading machines. That's what's called a serial code. It's a unique string of numbers that categorize ampules. One that starts with O are original. Wait, why am I explaining this again? Original. Identical to the K ampule injected in Miss Ishmael. So that suggests its essence was no different from that of a regeneration ampule. This series of regeneration ampule, well, how do I say it? It's an undiluted solution. It's not exactly like the commercially available ones. What are you thinking right now? Nothing. When did you first recognize me? Since you showed us the chickens in captivity. It would have sufficed to give your visitors a cursory tour, yet you insisted on showing your personal laboratory. You're right, I don't know about the others, but I wanted you to see the demonstrable proof of my success. I'm still sad though, you probably had plenty of time to express your joy of reuniting with this old friend of yours. It is my thought that I no longer have companions by my side. You haven't changed. You've always enjoyed keeping precious things in bottles and watching them. And you were intent on releasing and showing them. Dost thou say companions? I must say, Yi-Sang, many reunions with companions do await thee in this journey. In an expedition past, the one wearing a tinted eyewear did confront thee. Ah, so you have already had a reunion to celebrate. No wonder you're being so detached with me. How troubling for you, though. Looks like there'll be another one you'll have to face. What do you mean? I thought everyone had made their escape thanks to Shreen's snitching, but I suppose that wasn't the case. Someone walks in excluding a suffocatingly thick scent of flowers, holding a golden branch in their hand, an object now familiar to me. She had worn monochrome photograph in the other hand. It's a fine photograph. Only one of this shot remains in the world now. So many old friends, and not one greets me with delight. Won't you give that picture back to me? It may not look like it, but it's a cherished treasure of mine. Mr. Dongrang, you shouldn't get close to her. It's dangerous. All troops, do not carelessly approach her. The golden bow may be destroyed. I agree with it. Faust will come up with a way to retrieve it in no time. Why do we keep running into problems that a good pummeling can't solve? This is right infuriating. Everyone yells and shouts their own goal in mind. Regardless of the noise, the person with the golden bow steadily walks this way. However, instead of going for Dongrang, that piquant and fragrant smell made me feel as though the ground were sinking. She plunged the golden bow in her hand into Yi-Sang's chest, and Yi-Sang collapsed on the ground. I didn't think you would end up choosing him before my eyes. Yi-Sang! You can have this back. A photograph is nothing more than a taxidermied moment. Even while drenched in blood, the golden bow still glows. Contrasting the golden dazzle. Alright, so what do we got here? Yi sang. Somebody like etched out. I think that was the terrace lady. Ran. Not sure who you are. And the white-haired lady, not sure on her either. The faded monochrome photograph slowly falls to the floor. I almost thought that was Greg, but I don't think that's Greg. All right, 428. Boy, we still have a long ways to go, don't we? Wow. Thinking back to those days, I felt as though I'd been afloat all the time then. Yes, I was enduring life with the feeling of floating in the sky. Thus, I'd been living without knowing for certain if I truly had wings or if I was merely a half-wit. Yi saying, did you stay up all night working on research again? I keep telling you, skipping sleep will get you killed. He's something else. Remember how he'd forget to eat or sleep when we got into something? It can't be helped, Dongbek. So, what do you plan to show us in this Illuminators conference? I can't help but look forward to something you've been working on tirelessly in your room. This time, I made something I'd call the mirror. Oh, he made the mirror. I don't think we knew that before, did we? I knew he knew what it was, but him and Faust both introduced us to it. Thus, it has always remained unclear. Unsure if I regret that day or reminisce it fondly. Yi Sang, are you all right? Yi Sang's eyes slowly opened. Their lives so easily light, so easily recoverable. I see. You reversed my death as you always do. A flash of light burst out from the golden bow, right as it pierced his chest, blinding everyone for a moment. And Dongbek had disappeared in the meantime. The smiles the people in the photograph made at each other were nowhere to be seen now. And Dong Rang cast his eyes into the emptiness, reviewing the situation we got into. I'm sure Dongbek's plan was to stab me. Shreen and Rand probably told her that I brought help from the outside, but she couldn't have known that Yi Sang would be one of them. So you brought Yi Sang here on purpose? Are you asking if I invited him as a meat shield knowing I'd be ambushed? As excellent as my ability to predict the course of events is, I'm no prophet. Either way, things went in our favor. The assault was clearly intended to kill. What did you can't be serious. A colleague of ours got stabbed to death for your boss and we're just talking like everything went well? It's not our responsibility to compensate for any injuries, is it? If this has left psychological scars, you are free to demand compensation, but please, know that procedures will be rather complex. Not my problem if that's how you describe this whole... Leave the matter there. I don't feel an ounce of pain. So, you have no need to pursue the matter further. When I turn back the clock, every consequence is reversed. Torn clothing, bloody stains, even the small scars are undone. But that doesn't mean the cause of the damage is something that never happened. Which is why I have to ask. Are you sure you're okay, Yi Sang? Yi Sang shut down my last attempt to inquire with a simple yes, so I couldn't try again until now. But that man named Gubo had no problem raising his weapon against Yi Sang while claiming to be his compatriot. I see. You must have been rather curious. This time he didn't seem to have the intent to dodge my question. I was once part of an organization named the League of Nine. Gubo, Dongrang, and Dobik, the one who stabbed my chest. Those faces were seen in... You have seen were members as well, manager. However, it was disbanded and scattered one day. Each of us has flown our way in our own path. That was all there was to it. What? Feels like your story's missing a ton of details, you know? You broke up because things happened and now you're pointing knives to each other? Like, is that it? Or maybe they were never friends after all. It was no more than a moment. I believe my testimony to be apt for a time constraint as we are. He started talking a lot. He hadn't turned into a chatterbox just yet, but I had the feeling he'd soon become a lot more talkative. I was reminded of Faust mentioning once that he never really the quiet sort. Are you really sure you're okay, Yi Sang? I've always been okay. If that were his true nature, then this might not be a bad thing. Still, my feelings say that I should care for his well-being. From your recent memory, have you had any particular happy or painful moments or something like that? You're devoting an unusual degree of attention to me today. While it does not please me, I will give an answer once your demeanor is quite unusual, unlike the usual. If I were to choose one, the happiest occasion in my recent memory would be when we held an Illuminators conference. And the most hopeless one would be at the forest where I first met you. The very moment my life resumed when I was certain that it had ended there. Aw, he's a sad boy. Another such moment's now. I am once again realizing that this regeneration is ever so flawless, unchanging. I hope that sates your curiosity. Now, should we be on our way? I see a long road ahead of us. As he walked ahead, I could almost see it. Although the wound was perfectly erased, there was still a hole in his chest, wide open with no signs of mending. I wonder if he felt betrayed by the people. He obviously has not let that go. And apparently neither have they, since, yeah, knives seem to come out literally every single time. 429. Oh dear. It seems a radio communication device was installed in this branch. His phone was intensely vibrating as though the call set it on fire. Yes, I understand. I'll return right away. It seems the laboratory was raided again. There are apparently more terrorists this time on a fiercer offensive than before. So the commotion earlier was a distraction to keep us here. This could have easily been prevented if it weren't for your collusion. Or just lashed out in frustration. It does feel rather strange. I think this is the first time we've gone through a Lobotomy Corp branch without facing a single abnormality. That's true indeed. Those we did see were resting still in their eggs. The boundaries from tech liberation must have gone some way to put abnormalities in their eggs without lifting a hand, huh? But we still have to see the details with our own eyes. If they really do have technology to revert abnormalities to their inactive forms, it's certainly that they possess technology to achieve more. Well, sounds like we gotta look out, Dongrang, bud. Miss Faust isn't one to say ominous stuff for nothing, you know. It'll work out somehow. Whoops. Oh, boo. Alright, it'll work out somehow. Is there a setting? Let me go into settings here quick. Is there a setting where I can make the text appear all at once? When I skip like that, it's because I'm hitting spacebar a second time to finish the text. I'm gonna guess no. That resolution is really low. How did that happen? Okay, well, strange. All right, well, that's not going to change anything, but that should look a little bit sharper. Huh, I wonder if I've been playing that whole way. I swear I changed that. It must have reset it on a patch or something. All right, but there's no instant appear text for me, unfortunately. Okay, raid, we're up to constellations. We have energy, we sure do. 430. Actually, you know what? I will tell you what. Since we are leaving the spot here and we're heading over to the laboratory, it seems like a good place to break up the episodes here. We're an hour and 45 minutes, give or take. And I think we're going to split this probably into 3. We'll do this. We'll do next time. We'll do up until the end of the story to the dungeon. And then we'll do the dungeon as a third one. So if you enjoyed this first part, don't forget to leave a like on the video. That tells me what people are enjoying and it helps the channel grow. If you're not subscribed, I hope I've earned your subscription. I'd love to have you back again. I don't know if I'm always going to do videos here. We'll probably do some live streams at some point, but if you enjoy this format, let me know. I'm always looking for feedback on that. This is really awkward for me to record because this isn't the way I normally like to record, but it's just kind of the way the game is paced and broken up. So feedback is much appreciated there. As is team suggestions or anything like that. Always happy to have more information there. Just please keep story spoilers out for the time being. Beyond that, if you'd like to support the channel, you can always leave a super thanks here. Join me live for a super chat. Consider becoming a member of the channel. That gets you early access to videos I'm working on. Just want to leave a tip, there's also a Patreon. All right, builders, I'll see you back at the laboratory. Babble out.